Hello everyone, Nigat here, and welcome to another match of LittleWarGame. Today I am bringing you a game that was played on Xenos, one of these snow maps, between two players that everyone should recognize at this point, especially at the rate that they've been featured on my channel, starting with Mr. Satocaster in the bottom left-hand corner, playing with the red pieces, versus Mr. Langweilig, playing with the blue pieces in the top right corner. Xenos, it's a very interesting map. I typically favor going for some sort of drop plays on this map, especially when you consider how many walls there are that kind of separate everything apart from each other. There's only one way into the main base. There's no way to go from the third to the main base without going to the natural first, and as a result you can get some pretty good harassment between the third and the main pretty quickly. Same thing with the natural, the second base and the fourth base. If this is the fourth base, you can kind of do some harassment here, pick up, and then very quickly move over to the fourth base. So very interesting map. I would definitely consider this very drop favored map, or basically anything to do with air units. It's very favored to do that sort of thing. Satocaster and Langweilig going for a beast versus beast opening, so we don't see too many of these beast versus beasts. However, beast play is becoming more and more popular, especially with the new patch that we're on. It just became a little bit stronger to open with beast. We do see that Satocaster went for the 2-house opening, so he's going to try to go up to 4, potentially 5 wolves before going for his expand. Langweilig, with the single house opening, is looking to get his expansion settled as quickly as he possibly can. So it's kind of up to Satocaster because of the fact that he did delay his natural expand to see if he can get some additional harassment, additional pressure with these 4 or 5 wolves that he's going to make. Looks like he's going for the 4 wolf opening. And then he's also continuing to build workers, or at least he was. So he went up to 13 workers, Langweilig went up to 12, and then continued worker production. He's also going for a tower. So this is one of those variations and developments that we've seen throughout the early point of the game, is that if you do a 1 den opening, nowadays you follow up that 1 den opening with a tower. It gives it a little bit of extra safety. You're also only building 3 wolves, and the fact that you're getting a tower just means that you're really safe. You went for the very fast expand. You don't really have to worry about too much pressure, that sort of thing. Satocaster getting his natural base situated, and then a second den where he can get some more wolf production, go for an additional harassment. Both of these stages are very strong. Langweilig strong because he's extremely safe when he went for a little bit of a fast expand, and then Satocaster extremely safe because he didn't quite know what his opponent was going for. The extra dens are going to help a lot with that production. Satocaster, if we take a look at those comments, we see that he is perplexed by the fact that Langweilig went for a tower. I don't think it's necessarily a bad play. In fact, if anything, with more and more innovations in the matchup, typically that tower is just fine, especially when you get that worker lead that Langweilig currently has. Wolf does go down. But Satocaster was able to scout everything that he needed to see. And at the same time, I think Satocaster should be looking to get a 3rd of his own. And indeed, he does send out this worker over to the 3rd base location, where he is going to place down a castle very soon, I imagine. And that he does do indeed. Langweilig going for snakes. So this is what we see from him very commonly. Is that he likes to go for this snake tech, 2 den snake tech. I think the tower from him is a little bit newer, but like I said, that's fine. But very frequently we see him going up to snakes. Does look like he's also trying to secure a 3rd base, so that'll be nice, you know. 3 base economy, getting this tower up as well, trying to secure this. Both players are on Snake Wolf at the moment, pulling additional workers just to make sure you get the surround and that everything dies there. If you remember from the previous game that I casted, Satocaster had this amazing worker and wolf snake flank on Bisher's army from that previous game. So maybe he's in the habit of pulling workers so that he can get those epic surrounds. But if we take a look at the base situation, Satocaster is on 3 bases, and Langweilig is still on 2, but he is starting to get his 3rd base underway. I like the fact that Langweilig was continuing to build workers throughout this whole process. As a result, he keeps his worker lead. He didn't cut workers at any point during that point, even though he was oversaturated on some of these bases. He kept that worker lead, and that's going to keep him in the lead in terms of the economy as well. Let's talk a little bit about the context of this game. I pulled it from the LittleWarGame Discord channel. Both Langweilig and Satocaster kind of jointly posted it there, and I don't know who wins this game, but both players were saying that it was an absolute banger, that just absolutely crazy ending to this match. So I'm very excited to see how this game goes. Even after they posted the game, they had a little bit of a post-game discussion in the Discord channel, and I think I caught a little bit of a snippet, but it's been a little bit of time since I read that discussion, and so I really am curious to see how this game ends up going, and what we see from both these players. Upgrades from Satocaster. So we already went for that snake tech, and now we do see the fact that he's going for these upgrades. He definitely doesn't want to fall behind in those. Langweilig has upgrades of his own, and Satocaster with the bird is going to be able to scout a lot of what he needs to see. So he's strategically placing wolves around the map just to make sure that he sees kind of where his opponent is going to be going for his bases, and then gets that bird in to get a better understanding of what he's actually playing against. And he does see the fact that there is no fortress at the moment, and that his opponent hasn't gone for a 4th base, although he's not completely sure about this base. And at the same time, Langweilig is sneaking a very, very sneaky 4th base. Just a single worker. Any of these units could have potentially scouted that. It'll be alright for Satocaster because he has a 4th base of his own that's coming up, but I think he would be very happy to scout and deny this 4th base from Mr. Langweilig, should he have known about it. It's again one of these interesting things about this particular map, just how the bases are situated, the fact that there's this low gold mine here, and then there's a ledge, another ledge, more kind of walls, more ledges, that sort of thing. Like, there's so many ledges in this game, or on this particular map, that drops are going to be extremely powerful. Looks like Langweilig tries to go for a little bit of an attack, is going to get stuck in to this section here, as it seems. Satocaster doing another one of these worker pulls. Snakes doing so much damage from behind the wolves here. Workers, getting some damage in, but we do see that a lot of these workers are going down, and that's going to affect the worker account here. Langweilig on 44 workers, very good amount of workers, but Satocaster only on 30, so definitely want to see Satocaster prioritizing worker production here. Langweilig, what is his saturation like? It's pretty good. It's pretty good, actually. Yeah. These workers aren't too stacked. I mean, these 2 bases are a little bit over mining. Typically, once you get above 10 workers, you're mining less efficiently. But obviously, the more workers you have on a gold, the more money you make. So it's not necessarily about efficiency. It is sometimes about just making more money. So that's going to be an important aspect. Satocaster going for a workshop. He's got 5 dens. He's still getting upgrades, but definitely is prioritizing we're starting to transition out of this beast army so he can go for something that counters snakes a little bit harder. Langweilig, let's see if he's doing any sort of tech transitions. 2 upgrade animal testing labs, 6 dens. I like the way he has his production set up. Oh, I totally missed this. Satocaster went for a little bit of a run by here. Looks like he got a lot of worker kills, and indeed he did. I think Langweilig was closer to 50 workers just a second ago. And Langweilig is going to answer this ferociously with a bit of a run by. But it's not going to go very well. Satocaster has units at home. I love the fact that Satocaster had a wolf here to scout the fact that Langweilig was going for this expand. So it looks like Langweilig will not be able to get that expand undisturbed. And then eventually Langweilig also comes around to deal with this wolf snake harassment. Worker count is completely even. Is actually 40. Oh, it was 43 to 43, but now it's 44 to 43. Langweilig has to build another worker in order to even up the worker count. It just has to happen. And then again, production. So I'm curious to see what both players are prioritizing. Langweilig with his 6 dens, it has, let's check. 6 dens, has enough to go 3 wolf, 3 snakes. Satocaster with 5 dens is prioritizing that snake production, going for another run by here at the potential 5th base. Very nice to see. Okay, we have a lot of movement going around. So Satocaster is sending these small contingents of forces, Langweilig having to respond with a bit of army movement. But the fact that Satocaster has these units in position to kind of deny whenever Langweilig goes around and tries to check his army is very nice. I kind of want to see Satocaster pull away from this, even though he does have the reinforcements. I felt like if he pulled and then went for the fight, he could have done a little bit better. Langweilig pulling his army, so badly wants to be able to secure this gold base location. Sees that Langweilig pulled his army in order to try to secure this location a little bit more, and Satocaster decides to jump on this opening, knowing that his opponent's army is away, to just jump on this 4th base again from Langweilig. Workers being pulled away. Catapults will be able to deal with this a little bit. Curious if Satocaster has anything at home to kind of deal with another run by. He is getting the tower, which is really nice to see. Maybe he's producing another tower? No, I think that was just a worker that was on the rally. I mean, these catapults should do fine, right? Against these wolves. It does a lot of damage there. This tower was really well timed from Satocaster as well. Just completely denies this run by from Mr. Langweilig. And I mean, we do see the fact that one den was destroyed there. I believe that was a den. Satocaster saying some interesting comments. Yeah. All right. Let's take a look at the production. So Satocaster, realizing that he lost a production building, is going to decide to replenish his ability to produce wolves and snakes at a high level, or at a rapid level, and gets the 2 dens. He also goes for another base, and he continues this this pressure here. So he's going to be trying to take out as many workers as he possibly can. Even the catapults are here to help deal with these workers in the back. Workers were pulled. I mean, it's kind of falling apart for Langweilig. It feels like a little bit here. These workers are going to be able to do a lot of damage. Catapults should be able to defend this pretty well. Langweilig is trying his absolute best, an absolute darnest, to get in here. You notice kind of his whole army just running instead of trying to attack there. They're just trying to jam themselves into this position as hard as possible. We do see that this beast player is able to do that. Actually, the second base is kind of in shambles a little bit, and Langweilig's army is on top of the production. Satocaster does have a relief force, so Langweilig is going to be losing a big chunk of this army, I imagine, from this run by here. Yeah, Catapult's doing pretty good, damaging. Yeah, Langweilig trying so hard to get some more damage, just pressuring as hard as he possibly could have. Satocaster back on that worker production, getting his worker count in a better place. Again, these wolves just around the map, being able to scout when his opponent is going for additional expands, is giving him so much information on what the economy is looking like. And if we take a look at that economy, we also see that Satocaster has mined about 1,000 more gold than his opponent and has lost close to 1,000 less. So about 2,000 gold lead here for Satocaster, which is going to be very good. If we take a look at his vision, we see that Langweilig is starting to try to defend this location, and for the first time we have confirmation of the fact that there are dragons. I did see the fact that dragon lairs were underway. Satocaster does happen to have a advanced workshop. I want to see if he produces another advanced workshop. I think it would be good for him if he produced a second, potentially third advanced workshop here. You definitely don't want to be caught out by these dragons, especially if Langweilig decides to go for just a mass dragon all-in. Be very important to be able to defend that. Yeah, Satocaster replenishing his worker count to that 50 worker count, which is about where you want to be, especially if you have 5 base saturation, 5 base mining. It's going to help you stay ahead in terms of the economy, as well as potential upgrades when we see those. So Langweilig, Satocaster prioritizing attack upgrades, so he's +5 attack, whereas Langweilig has a combination of attack and defense upgrades, which is going to help against these snakes a tremendous amount. Ooh, Langweilig's army is bigger here. These snakes, all of this is about to get picked off. Satocaster needs desperately to try to reinforce what he's got with his production over at his natural base. We definitely need to see this army move to try to reinforce. But we see the fact that this ballista ship, which is the nickname for airships that carry around ballista, does come in and kind of save the day a little bit here. These dragons were threatening to overrun the position. Satocaster denying that with his ballista ship there. Also see that there's a tower that's going to be trying to guarantee Satocaster's next expansion. Dragons targeting the worker just to kind of delay that that base there. It looks like, if I were to guess about how this game is going to end up going, I think that Satocaster is going to prioritize denying either this base or this base till the end of the game, and then he's going to try to mine from it, and he's going to have more gold mined at the end of the game. He's essentially doing a really nice job of controlling as much of his opponent's economy as he possibly can. We do need to see that ballista ship against these dragons. That's going to be the only way to deal with these guys. Essentially, this dynamic defense here is the counter to dragons that we have. All right, Satocaster doing like this run by from Satocaster has done so much damage already. We see that it killed Lancaster's 5th base. So many workers were dying there. So just overall, really good play from him. Really good play. Kind of wish we saw that airship being repaired just a little bit, just so we make sure it doesn't get sniped by those dragons when they come along. We see all these towers, so many catapults. These positions are going to be so difficult to assault into. Dragons, so many dragons in this location. Satocaster responding by again dropping the ballista, getting that black powder damage upgrade onto them. But this is a lot of dragons. This is enough dragons that if Langweilig decided, oh no! Oh no! That's not good. We lost 2 ballistas and that airship because we were over some dead space and we couldn't drop any units here. And as a result, our defense against those ballistas, or against those dragons specifically, are gone. He didn't build a second advanced workshop, I think. No, he needs to build a second advanced workshop. He really needs to build a second advanced workshop, or these dragons are gonna be out of control. That's not good. That's not good, guys. Satocaster denying this potential base from his opponent, but this is a huge deal. Langweilig continuing to produce dragons as well. Yeah. This is not good, guys. We just see just snakes to kind of do damage to these dragons. And they actually do a good amount of dragons now, especially now that they have their attack upgrades. These snakes aren't doing too bad of a job. They are melting away, but whoa, these guys are, whoa, they do a lot of damage against dragons now. Did you see how fast those dragons died? I guess maybe forget ballista. Snakes are the real counter. Ever since we had that balance patch where they did a little bit more damage to flying units, they used to have a debuff of like 2.5 damage less. So they essentially did like -3 damage to air units, and that got reduced to about 1.5 damage, which a 1.5 damage pretty much just means 1 damage. I think you have to have 2, like a full 2 number in order to get the full 2 damage debuff. Although I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that works. Ballista ship again is able to deal with these dragons very well, and Langweilig kind of feeling the pressure here, having so many bases denied. That ending here, Satocaster made that way closer than it needed to be by losing the airship over here, but eventually it does go his way. Langweilig playing a good game, both players playing really good. Actually, Satocaster, like, my goodness, man, this guy is playing good. I love the way he plays. He has such a good like mental process for like what to do. He makes sure to like repair his towers, like get a bunch of towers to deny his opponent's mining. He's playing really well. Langweilig also playing pretty good. Getting a lot of damage in, going for these tech plays. It's nice to see. It's important to see. Alrighty, guys. If you enjoyed that video, please let me know down in the comments below. First time watching LittleWarGame, let me know about that as well. Hopefully this replay was educational, that the commentary was beneficial. And if you want to continue watch some more LittleWarGame content or any of my content, please leave a like, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys all for watching.